I'd like to ask everyone to silence their phones for us. We're going to go ahead and call the Commerce and Small Business Committee to order. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Carnes, Mr. Marcus.
Here.
Mr. Fort, Ms. Clark, Mr. Wharton, Mr. Colvin, Mr. Ensler, Mr. Gidley, Mr. Rigsby, Mr. Sellers, Mr. Shirey, Mr. Stubbs, Mrs. Myrick. You have a quorum, sir.
All right, thank you. We have one bill today, Representative Shaw, HB 351.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. All this effort for one bill.
You're important.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all doing this, because I know that's kind of not a fun thing to do with one bill and get the whole committee together for that. But obviously, last week we talked about this. This was a very not a simple bill. You know, there's a lot of moving parts. We've been working on it for a couple of years, and as luck would have it, the night before some things came up, and we needed to get them out there, and we wanted to make sure the committee had plenty of time to see the sub. So I think we got that to you in time. So the chair asked me to just kind of go over some of the differences. A later effective date on the sub. Obviously, a big law like this, people might need more attempt to, or longer time to comply with it. Some of the I know the words. I know private action are a big deal. We made this more in line with like the App Store bill, where it kind of takes the same approach. The App Store bill that just went all the way through the House and Senate. We made it more consistent with those standards. Exemptions were tweaked and expanded. That's probably what we've worked on the longest over the last couple of years. Is the whole goal of this bill is not to create duplicate regulation if you are already regulated. And as someone who lives in a world of 2 or 3 regulations we have to comply with, we don't want that. We want, if you are already regulated, if you're a hospital, if you're a university, if you're a financial institution, we don't want to create a new set of regulations for you. So we put a lot of work into those exemptions. This was what the amendment was going to be last week. It was the making sure that political subdivisions and like utilities that fall under those, again, already regulated, don't include those. Authorized agent was confusing between some of the language of parent, guardian, and authorized agent. So we standardized that under parent, guardian, conservator. Opt-out changes, there was some confusing technical aspects from some of our technology companies about, well, do you need a link to opt-out? Do you need a plug-in on your browser? So we simplified a lot of that to make sure that it was an either or. It wasn't, you didn't have to do everything. You had to made it a lot more clear for a technology company to understand what they had to do. And the AG had some asks to, with regard to coverage. Now it's just if you control 25,000 consumers or more, and those are Alabama citizens, or 25% of your revenue is generated from the sale of data, then you're covered by default if you don't fall under one of the exemptions. Representative Rigsby had a couple questions beforehand about could you structure a company to avoid some of these limitations. The answer is no. The idea of a controller, the regulated entity, is not just the legal entity. It's also any group that's anybody that's part of the controlling group that controls the data. So that's it in a rambling nutshell, Mr. Chair. Hopefully that answers some of the high level questions about the sub.
Absolutely. Thank you, Representative. I know you've been working on this for the last couple of years very hard, and you got most of the entities on the board with this, and that's admirable. You did a great job.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Is there any questions for the sponsor? If not, I'll entertain a motion for adoption of the sub. Representative Rigsby for the motion and Representative Sellers for the second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. You get a favorable report. Actually, that is not true. I need to take a motion now for favorable report for the as subbed. Representative Rigsby, Representative Sellers. Now, for favorable report, if you are in favor, vote aye. Aye. And those opposed. Now you have favorable report as substituted.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And again, thank you for putting together a meeting just for one bill.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for being here.
And sir, can you go over the document number? I just want to make sure when I'm putting it in the computer.
For the sub?
Of the sub.
Should be XDP 66ZZ-1.
That's it.
Thank you, Representative Sherry, for showing up. Good job.
Okay.
And we are adjourned. Thank y'all.